bars not adhering to social distance and occupancy guidelines can be made to 311. HFD's fire marshal has a team of inspectors who go out there and answer these calls. They're out there trying to help educate these bars and these establishments. They say that citations aren't being issued. Do you believe there's a better way to enforce guidelines?
It was a state that reopened to 25%, and then the state went reopened to 50%, and at the restaurants on Friday, the state reopened to 75%. And it's the TABC, the Texas Association of Texas Alcohol and Beverage Association, that has the primary responsibility of going and making sure that these bars and clubs adhere to the stated policy. And so they're doing that. I will tell you, in terms of our local resources, as you very well know, our local resources have been stretched thin on so many different things. So our ability to go out and enforce orders that have gone from 25% to 50% to 75%, that requires a great deal. What is easy to enforce, and that is where people are obligated in many ways to wear face coverings and masks. That's something I can tell you whether you got it on or you don't have it on, okay? So that is easy, for example, to monitor. Beyond that, it requires a great deal of resources to send people out on a nightly basis all across 640 square miles. That is very, very difficult. But the TABC is the primary enforcer of those requirements as relates to bars and clubs.
Yeah, that was question number 2. But number 3 was, can there be a better way to make sure area establishments and patrons are properly safeguarding themselves?
I mean, and that's why it's important for the messaging on the federal, state, and local level for the messaging to be as consistent as possible. What we have done locally is that we have engaged in a very active, aggressive media campaign, mask up campaign. We're encouraging people to put their masks on. The health department is engaging in its own communication campaign. We've established, for example, the HERD task force for at-risk and vulnerable populations. They're engaged in a very active campaign. We are constantly talking about mask up. Very, very seldom in a public setting will you find me without my mask on, and that's going all the way back to March. So we're doing everything that we can. Individual responsibility does go a long way to making this work. Anything that you all would like to add, feel free.
There are 3 things that the people can do. Wear a mask, stay 6 feet away from somebody, and then stay out of large gatherings. These 3 things are really highly effective, especially the mask wearing is highly effective. And the important thing for people to remember, and I saw it maybe on one of your news reports, somebody last night was saying how they think it should be my decision whether or not I wear the mask because I'm the one who's taking the risk, which means that they still don't understand after all these weeks. The mask that you wear protects you a little bit. The mask that you wear protects the person next to you a whole lot. So it's not about you taking a risk. It's how much of a risk are you going to pose to the person next to you? Because people who feel totally well and totally fine and don't feel the sick in the least are the ones who are spreading the virus throughout the community. Not because they're evil or they're mean or they're careless or they're anything. It's just this is the advantage that this virus has. So the mask you wear protects the person next to you. So in this room, everyone's wearing a mask. We're very safe in this room. If nobody's wearing a mask in this room, that would not be the case.
Statement earlier with regards to the announcement out of Exar County today with the judge.
Yes, Judge Wolf, I believe.
Yes, sir, correct. And the governor's office said that Judge Wolf's order is not inconsistent with the governor's executive order. Our office urges officials and public to adopt and follow the health protocols for businesses established by doctors that are available at opentexas.gov. Was that your interpretation of the order? This was available all along?
You can touch that one. I'm gonna let that one. I'm gonna let the analysts and all of you all draw your conclusions on that. I'm not touching that one.
Another question here, following up you joined 8 other mayors in sending a letter to the Governor Abbott asking for authority for cities to issue their own face mask rules. Has his office responded in any way, and can you explain the need behind it?
County Judge Wolf's response to that letter. I mean, bear in mind, anytime you have mayors coming from Austin, San Antonio, Fort Worth, El Paso, Houston, Arlington. I think there were about 9 mayors that signed the letter. What we are seeing in Houston is happening all across this state. It's happening all over the state. The numbers are increasing. And then what should not be overlooked, towards the end of April, cities like the city of Houston, we had flattened the curve because of the social distancing, the proper hygiene, and wearing the face coverings. And people were staying at home as well. But we had flattened the curves. Our numbers were pretty good, okay? That was the end of April. Our numbers were pretty good. We are reporting more cases, more positive cases now